FXBros.
What up? What up? We back. It is January 26th. We are coming to an end of the first month of the first year of our lives. We're going through a lot of changes, but nonetheless, I currently have the AU charts up, the 4 hour, as we see a crazy drop, leaving a gap in the market open on Sunday, as we see here. Let me see, it's about a 8-9 pip gap. It's a nice little move. Basically, what it's done is, as far as how far we have extended lower, is we basically filled this range that we pushed bullish from. As you can see, looking at the market from this level, you can see a lot of strong resistance that came from here. You know, if we see this extension down, the market traded up to fill in this range, which is basically the top of this range. The completion is right basically up in this area. And we had 2 rejections here. Then we had a market do some wick projections here, another one here, and then followed by an extremely bullish candle that pushed higher, and also came back out of this old gap from April 2020, basically a pandemic year when that hit. So we still playing in this range, but as soon as we got out of that range, you can see markets started to recognize and retest back into this range. As you can see, no candle was formed or closed that did not touch this range. I look at any kind of signal that feels comfortable for me to show me that the market is potentially respecting a certain area, and to give reason on why market moved in the way that it did. As you can see here, also not really dominant, but we do have a small little rejection as the market moved into this area. I believe for the first time. Yeah, for the first time. That was in December on the 17th, on a Tuesday night. That high, as you can see, which was 63.27, was swept right here. So this high was swept right here, giving more reason for sales. Now, question is, as far as structure goes, that's basically what I just read. It's just how structure moves. Based on structure, what we would want to see as far as sales being set up is price to tap below. I would say this first leg is good, but this one is more dominant. This is the more dominant, because this can trick people into sales. I will wait until we get a bodily close, at least on the 4 hour. Daily is better. Below, let's give it 62.55. Fuck it. In the range of 62.60 and 62.55. If we get a bearish close on the body below that area, then we can start calling out for sales. And depending on how we move away from this range, will determine how strong we will close, or how strong that possibility is of a close and a continuation below, depending on how fast and how quickly we go below 62.81. So one could say that would be a good trade range for you to take that 30 pips of the 62.80 to the 62.55 or even 50. At least 20 pips. You can get that 80 to 60. But like I said, it all depends. I would like to just to see on some correcting what the market did. I don't have to do this, but it would be nice to see if the market could retrace and give us some type of sales up in here, filling in that gap. If the market can retrace and give us sales here, that'll be a great area to take sales. Other than that, our setup that we look for, which is the bearish engulfing after, primarily at a high, looking for sales at the top of a range, or at what looks as it can be a top of a range. Like looking at this area here, we know this is not a true top. If we sell off from here, this is a bearish continuation following, a trend setup. But as you can see, even though that was a potential the case right here, but you can see this move fell short to continue lower, breaking this low to continue for sales. So we continue higher, and not only did we continue higher, but we gave us a strong bearish engulfing that if you took sales, yes, you would have been in crazy drawdown. Let me see what the drawdown was on this. For sure, you'd have been about 30 pips, but it extended as far as 57, 58 pips in drawdown, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to say my stops. I mean, this trade alone, just the next 4 hours would have been rejected 35. So that let me know that's where I would have been at, probably sitting at least. So I probably would have had something sitting up under this range, and I would have been stopped out. But as I saw structure being built, chances are I would have got back in this trade, whether it would have been somewhere on some riskier moves down here, or it would have been on some rejections up in this range. And I would have caught it in those wick rejections up in that range, rejecting back into that gap area. So that's how I would have traded that. If you wasn't willing to stand in this, or if you wasn't even paying attention and you just didn't phase you, you had your ultimate stops below the low, however you play it, but that would have been harsh to sit through 50 plus pips. But nonetheless, if you would have held that trade produced at the top 30, was a nice little area, but ultimately it gave you 57, 58 pips, basically the same type of length we got from the rejection to the high. So yeah, I would like to see our setup form somewhat of a bearish engulfing on a 4 hour. Not sure we're gonna get it. The daily, depending on how this engulfing sets up, we possibly could be setting up for a bearish engulfing on the daily. Would be great. Somewhat clean traffic, especially after we pass 62.70. After we pass this area, which looks like it was the yearly low of 2023. So I can see how that's a strong range. If we pass through there, then I see it's clean traffic for the most part for us to sell all the way at least down to 61.80. So from there, based on the daily, that alone is about a good 90 pip range that we can capture. But that would all determine based on how this candle closes and how the market respects it, giving us that bearish engulfing. Because it could just close below this body and give us that, not showing the candles, but knowing that through the weekend trading, market moved in a high volatile move that gave us this gap on the 4 hour that we have. That's the reason we're not getting that price respected on the daily instead of opening up here. So we did open up over here. See what that range is. I think that's about 10 pips. So for this to be true and engulfing, I would think the market would have to close about here, 62.74. So if we go back to the 4 hour, 62.74 is right up in here, right at that first leg. So that's a good indicator for the daily to engulf if we get a close below here on tomorrow at 4 p.m. So with that being said, we do have time for the market to retrace throughout tonight into the London session, giving us that bearish engulfing, selling off, giving us that daily bearish engulfing, and continuing off into the one of the greatest trades of the first quarter as far as for sales. Because right now, this was where we were at. This was a good trade, but if this is more the pullback, more of this breakout of this gap that we just entered into, like I said, we haven't been near here since 2020, but nonetheless, we just broke in recently on December 17th. So this is a respect to that move, just a breakout, just to retest, give it a breather. I can see us retracing, enticing more people probably into buys. And yeah, I will be looking to fade that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm super right, because I'll be catching sales from here. We'll sell off, hopefully by tomorrow at 4. Now, if tomorrow at 4 p.m. we don't close below here, then I'll probably potentially disregard this trade, because if we're not closing below here, then we're really not closing below the true area that we need to get below, which is down here to be bearish, 62.60. So yeah, all that has to play out like this. It has to hit here, and it has to close here by tomorrow at 4 p.m. It don't have to come this high, but I do need some kind of pullback. At least whatever that mid range is, at least like right up in here. So 62.95. 62.95. I need something up in there. I'll actually probably put a tester entry up there just to let me know that the market is retracing. And if we come up here to 63.10, then I'm looking to fade that, take sales. So that's what we're looking like for that. Let's see what the dollar looks like. Because for this to play out, I mean, the dollar has to be setting up for some bullish moves. Let's see what that looks like on the 4 hour and the daily. All right. We're rejecting the 23-year high. I think we were rejecting that on the AUD too. Oh, we're going to break back through that. Okay, we're not rejecting that, but we can't break back through that. So we are breaking out the 2020 gap. This return is not to old prices. We basically just gone to 2023. Now we do have a gap here from 2022 that we did enter in. Initially around December 20th, close to the same time we entered into that old 2020 gap. I don't think we nowhere near 2020 prices. No. We have to continue. Yeah, everybody was down in 2020. After that, we went high, so we respected all that. We respected 2020 highs throughout 2023, 2024. So we did our job with that. We are respecting that actual range. If you look at this range that these lows created and the highs created, we are respecting that somewhat. Here, if we call this range, we're respecting it there at 106 flat. With that pullback right here on the week of December 2nd and 9th. And now we're respecting it here on the week of the 27th. And that's how it looks like on the daily. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a bullish engulfing on the daily. That'll spring volumes. Feeling this range too on the pullback. So that was the breakout candle right here. Broke out of this high. That would be nice. The 4 hour, same scenario. Doesn't have to give us that. It would be nice for us to catch our initial entry, but like I said, we got to get it some kind of other way we can. Possibly on the 1 hour. Nonetheless, we don't have the same kind of area for a pullback. If we look at the 4 hour on the Aussie, currently we have this range right here that we can pull back into the sales. On a dollar, for those sales to work out, we need to go bullish. The pullback on the bullish side could be here, but we need more of an extension here. We do have targets for more sales. So if we come up here, catch more sales on the 4 hour, that can set us up for a bullish engulfing, because we didn't catch one here. We had the setup here, but we didn't catch it. So if we get more sales down here, and then set us up for a 4 hour bullish engulfing, and potentially we can go into the daily engulfing, which is going to be up here at 108.09. So we look at that on the 4 hour. That looks like this right here. Yeah, 108.09. So that's where we need to be for this to be a bullish engulfing, and for us to further solidify our sales that we have potentially setting up on AU. And just like the gaps we had that was created on Sunday, we do have gaps here from Friday of last week, or the previous week, not last week, the week prior. This is last week here, but we do have a gap here that we can target. So everything is kind of setting up. I like how it's looking up. I like how it's looking. S&P is doing a nice pullback. Let's look at the daily. They have a gap. I'm gonna move this to right here. See if we get that. S&P for buys, 59 flat. 59.30 to 59 flat, and potentially a little lower. If we're going to continue with the bullish trajectory, that'll be as low, possibly a wick. Market might trade here, turn, and then wick down, and then pop up. So look for that scenario. S&P potentially. Same scenario. I don't got to draw, but you see the potential areas. Still got levels drawn here, and not knowing from what. Actually, can take that off. I'll take it off. I can move it down here. So we got all kind of new levels we can reach. For the US 30, NAS 100, it's a little trickier. That one's kind of still inside of a range. That one's more of a breakout setup. So for NAS, if you trade, I would just kind of sit on the sideline, especially with this being a daily. And I would just look at this and wait for a breakout. That's how I would trade NAS. I would be sitting on sidelines and waiting for a breakout. So we get a breakout on that. That's not trade for NAS. So I'm gonna leave that up on the daily 4 hour. So yeah, waiting on that. Gold is creating nice bullish structure. Whoever's I know school trade gold. Everybody else is trading gold. I mean, really, what more the fuck you can ask for, especially with the 4 hours. We're just zoom in right quick. And if you look at the setups, like it's just like, what more do you want, bro? This was way in December. Market was kind of ranging, a mini range into this larger range, still ranging. As we were respecting bullish structure here with this breakout out of this first little resistance right here, we broke out of here. The market didn't break lower than here, but as it didn't, we created a bullish engulfing here. Great entries. Market never left. Another pullback, somewhat pullback to structure. We had a bullish engulfing. Another situation, pullback to structure, bullish engulfing. Not pull to the structure to the T, but if we look at this range here, the market did give us a pullback here, followed by bullish engulfing. So the market has been very respectful of the bullish structure with gold. So that should be look like it's going to be setting up to be an easy commodity to trade for 2025 with these setups already. Fresh out the gate. Let's see. Let's look at the Jappy. UJ for the sales to work out. We need UJ to go bullish. Don't really have a setup just yet. I would say as far as the 4 hour goes, UJ definitely needs to break out of this consolidation that it's in. Right here. Need to break out of that. you can see, the market attempted to here. It failed to create bullish structure outside of that, also giving us a bearish engulfing to trade back into this range. If we were trading this range, it is a 130, it's called 130 pip range. Awesome money making opportunities if you're gonna range trade. Nonetheless, I wouldn't touch this unless we get a breakout. GJ, if we're gonna build bullish structure, which we gotta fight, we need a lot of pullback. So I'm gonna say to build true bullish structure, I wanna see. Look at the history. I'm gonna go on a limb. I want the market to pull back down here if I want to buy GJ. I like real pullbacks. Otherwise, just thinking I miss an opportunity. If the market does not want to fight with this structure, then we will get something similar. Something similar in here. I really want down here, but we might respect this area and continue high if the bullish structure is strong. Based on the 4 hour, looking at it from a larger perspective, we were in this channel going bullish, and the market looked like it was respecting it. The structure kind of played with us here, but still kind of respected back into this this channel, this bullish channel. But as you can see, the bulls couldn't push it any higher to take this to new highs, I guess, to affect this level right here. So this level here was strong. Right here, market couldn't affect that, as you can see. With projections over here. So the market couldn't pull back deep enough to push higher. That's a strong range. So it's a potential. If we do go higher with the struggle that the bulls had, I would say we might be looking for sales. We might catch some good sales depending on how the daily looks. I would consult with the daily too on this. Give you a nice bearish engulfing to get you in the sales. As far as the daily goes, we definitely could pull back. We definitely could pull back. And actually, I would say a pull back to about here. Just looking at the daily, would be a target for buys. If we do catch buys. That'll be a target for buys. So if we get a pullback down here, we can target up in this area. I change the color. AJ. I am still in sales on AJ, I believe. AJ sales are working out. Let's see. Pull up my trades. Pull up my trades. Portfolio, yes, we're up 12 pips on the AJ sale. That is working out good. And we have targets down here. Okay. Shouldn't target this. I mean, but if this is safer. This type of structure up in here. Maybe down here I could push it, but this is way more safer. But yeah, we'll continue to hold. So yeah, everything worked out like it was supposed to. Even if you were patient enough for the market to pull back up here, this is great sales too. Right up like that. You would have had sales right at that midline. Great entry. That's how you roll the dice. That's how you get that lucky roll or that lucky 21 on blackjack. And deal a bust. That's those trades. Just placing your entry here and wait for the market to come to you. You know, you have your stops. How else are you going to get an entry where your stops can be, 10, 20, 30 pips away from that high, that extreme high? Looking from this range, that is the extreme high. Of course, if I zoom out, I can find a more extreme high. But if we're just looking at the current situation we're kind of in, that's the extreme high. And if the market is leaving clues as we left that extreme high with this range right here that was left open, just untraded in, like this area, we have small areas right here, this large area here, like when the market leaves prices like this and doesn't create like structure, like well, this is just structure, the market's not really doing this per se. That's a clue that the market could come back to kind of finish what it was supposed to do. Like I look at this point, look at this wick. I just look at price points to just kind of just like, oh, maybe that was just a connection, like a puzzle. Look at this price right here, this low and this wick. Look at this high. If I draw this out, not to the T, but it's even if this price wasn't good, this is better. You getting an entry at 70 to 74. I don't know if that's like 4 pip difference, but hey, what are we talking about? Yeah, 45 pips. And right now you'll be up 98. Extremely. Right now, probably 90. It's a 90, but still. Great entry. Great sell. Just see how this pans out. We already broke the structure. Let's see if we can continue lower. We are expecting a pullback. I mean, one could pull back all the way up here and fill this gap if we wanted to. So we'll monitor that though. Let's see how much of a pullback we get based on the entry. And go from there. EJ. EJ is let's pull shit off. Pull shit off. EJ. I just see range, and the range is starting to kind of fizzle out. with respect to everything, I see EJ sales. Course, I would say, depending on how we close the low here, 162.35, we can probably reach all the way down to 160.50. That's over 200 pips of profit, but I would like to see a bearish engulfing if we could get one. It would have been dope to get one up here. That would have been fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say sales overall. That's what I'm looking for. I think the buyers had too many opportunities to push this market higher. When they tried to here, see the market reject it, gave all that back and then some. Tried it again. You know, it's like I said, first time they tried it here. Tried it again, market rejected. Tried it again, market rejected. Tried it again, market rejected. Every time the market goes above here, it rejects. So I don't think the buyers have enough power to push it above this 163.60 level. So I'm seeing more sales. I would say to keep it easy, I could see it going all the way down to 160, bro. 160 to 160.5. So I'm just gonna mark this up. I know it can go probably lower, but mark this range up. That's our target. That's our target for EJ. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is ranging. It's been in between 105 and 100 for the past. Damn, that's crazy. That shit felt like it was way longer. Going on for the past 2 weeks. We've been in this. We initially broke past 100,000 on December 4th, out throughout the 12th, and back in on the 18th. 18th was a rejection, a pullback correction for a lot of pairs. Something happened on the 18th, around that week. Nonetheless, I see Bitcoin accumulation look like it's going to be in between 100,000 and as low as 98, 97,000. We do have a lot of accumulation at 95, 94, but we have to fight through this 198 before we even get there. And the market looks like it's kind of respecting that. We haven't seen a sell-off like we're seeing right now, though. We did have one, but that was easily rejected. Right now we're seeing a strong sell-off, so we'll see how this 100 handles this selling pressure, and that will determine how well the 98 will hold up. Let's see if we're gonna accumulate there or we are unloading crypto, so we can have a major sell-off and buy the. Because I mean, if you look at Bitcoin and then look at gold. So Bitcoin is kind of consolidating, people in and out of it. Now they're really out of it. Gold is, creating bullish structure. Indices selling off. Like everybody's selling off, and gold is going. Or is the dollar. Dollar's starting to have a pullback, so kind of sitting in limbo. If it's not in cash, it's sitting in limbo. Look at the year, 10-year yield. Pretty hard to determine where a lot of money is being placed right now, but we can see a lot of pullbacks in a lot of markets. So It's definitely not in crypto. I can say that. Crypto is bloody red right now. Maybe they buy foreign currencies. Who knows? But what I do know is the AU is still kind of selling off. Not by much though. But like I said, I want to pull back for more sales. So we're waiting on that. Let's take a look at the news. See what we can use for this coming up week. Nothing on Sunday. As you can see, Monday we have new home sales, so we'll see where everybody's sitting at, paying off mortgages. I believe that's how they look at it. The signing of a sales contract or the receipt of a deposit constitute the completion of the sale of an. Okay, so this is actually a new home sale. I think that was another news release I was talking about. When they talk about the completion of a mortgage. I think existing home sales. I think that's what that was. I think that's what that was. So new home sales we have at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Tuesday we'll be live looking at the durable goods orders that's coming out for US at 7:30. At 6:30 that same evening, we have AU news, strong heavy news, CPI, inflation rate, and yeah, just all CPI news. So that's going to be a big movement for the AU on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have the interest rate decision. So another big movement that's coming out at 1. But we have the trade balance coming out at 7:30 for USD. So we have a news release in the morning. And we're going to double back with 1. So that's going to be the first interest rate decision we're going to have in 2025. So that's going to be major. So we're looking at that. Let's see. Thursday, we have this jobless claims. You already know that comes out. We also have GDP growth rate. So that's going to be a lot of big news releases coming out all week this morning during the morning time. A lot of unemployment for Euro retail sales coming out over London, 1-3 in the morning. CPI, a lot of Euro CPI. Then we have personal income, personal spending, and core PCE. That's going to end us off on Friday, and that's going to end us off for the month, January 31st, 7:30. The last piece of news. We will be live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm not sure if Scully will be on here. He's apparently on vacation. The boy out there in Mexico. You heard me? So he's living it up, reflecting on last year, clearing his head so he get ready for the new year. So that's what we on now. And after that is Mardi Gras. More turn up. But yeah. So like I said, for AU, we will respect the bullish trajectory, but if we break this structure, or for sure the structure of 6260, then we can start to see a bearish play out. Like I said, we do have the daily. If we calculate the gap of 10 pips and the 10 pips below here, which would be 85, would be at 75. So we look at that on the 4 hour. 75 would be right up under the structure. So right up under its wick. So overall, by 4 p.m., this is going to be a heavy determination for this week and how we're going to end off the week. This last week of the month, we can pull up the weekly too, but that 62.74 is going to be the price we need to look at by 4 p.m. tomorrow when this daily candle closes, see if we're going to get a bearish engulf. And the weekly, I could see it being bearish, giving us a pullback week. So everything is kind of lining up for a potential continuation. What that looks like. The monthly can close however it wants to. Didn't really pull back to 50%. Nah, it didn't come to 50%. So we ain't got nothing to worry about with that. Yeah. We're gonna monitor that, see what that price looks like by 4 p.m. tomorrow, and see if we can get a pullback on the 4 hour. Maybe the 1 hour if we're desperate, but we don't like to be desperate. We want to wait for that long-term setup, and we want to wait for a pullback. So we need some, at least 2 or more green, bodily closed candles, followed by a bearish engulfing. That is the setup. 2 or more bullish, followed by a bearish engulfing, or 2 or more bearish, followed by a bullish engulfing. That's the setup. And we like to take that setup when it's at a previous low. Like, this is low. So in the setup down here, we saw a setup. This would be a key setup right there. This bullish engulfing. Granted, like I said, there was a lot of pullbacks, but that would be the key setup. That's why this price is so key. 62.75 around that range. That's to give us that bearish engulfing on the daily. So yeah, we're gonna monitor this, and we'll be back Tuesday. We'll keep the updates in the chat. And yeah, man, continue to get this damn money. Shit is easy. All right, with that being said, we out.